Welcome back, everyone. Michael here with Offshore Citizen. Today we're going to cover a bit of a subject around where to relocate. So oftentimes when we're talking on this channel and when I'm talking to clients, etc., a big part of what they may be considering is where to relocate. Now, technically you can build a structure and probably optimize your taxes using that international structure without relocating in most places. But that being said, oftentimes it's certainly easier and there's going to be a bunch of other reasons to relocate aside from just tax. Now, that being said, usually when people are reaching out to me, tax is an important consideration in where to go. That being said, I don't think tax should necessarily be the definitive factor. And so instead, what I'm going to talk a little bit today about is kind of what I would consider like the triad of different factors, the three factors that I would look at in determining where you should maybe relocate. So we're going to dive into that. Before we do that, if you haven't already, please smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, make sure you don't miss out on any of our videos. Try to produce great content for you every single day. Definitely go back and check out. We got tons and tons of great stuff you can go and check out. And so appreciate you subscribing, appreciate you checking that out. If you're interested in help with these subjects of international structuring, international living, both on the strategy side or the implementation side, please reach out to us. You can book a call with me, cardata.fm/Michael description or link below. Actually, there's another one, calendly.com/Michael-Rosmer. Either one works. And yeah, you can check out our websites, offshorecitizen.net, offshorecapitalist.com. Send us a message through there. Let's get started. Okay, so as I mentioned, one of the three things that people are often looking for when they contact me is the subject of tax, right? They're saying, okay, great, where can I go that I'm getting better tax treatment than my home country? And this is often because people like their home country, right? I would say it's familiar and, it's gotten to them where they are, right? That being said, I think we should consider it as one factor. So that's kind of the obvious one, right? Now, maybe what's not obvious is how you can optimize within some countries that aren't necessarily low tax, but may offer special regimes or something like that. And if you have questions about that, you can definitely reach out to me and we can go over it. The second one, I think, is kind of the more obvious one that comes up, which is lifestyle. Often when people contact me, and the first thing I ask them, if they say, hey, I'm thinking about moving to here, is I'm like, well, have you been there before? If you haven't been there before, then, maybe go and do a trip first and check it out. Maybe it turns out it's, you like it far more than your home country. I have a friend and somebody you've done some business with who is an American, relocated to Thailand, thinks Thailand's the best place in the world. Actually, there's a bunch of people who kind of have that. And for them, nothing to do with tax. Actually, that person hasn't renounced their U.S. citizenship or anything like that, so they don't even really benefit so much. But they love Thailand. Great. Some people love Spain. Some people love Dubai. Some people love Portugal. Some people love, Ukraine or Prague or Georgia or wherever it happens to be. Panama or Argentina or Brazil or Colombia. Great. If you love it, that's fantastic. I often say to people, listen, going to a place you hate in order to save taxes kind of defeats the purpose of making money, unless it's for a very short period of time for very specific goals. So just lifestyle wise, I think that's an important consideration. Where do you actually want to live? And this is how I conceptualize it. I think of it as, all right, we tend to live where we're born, and where we're born was not part of our choice. If you were an alien who was coming to the earth and you had the opportunity to look at every single place and choose the best place, your dream, ideal place, where would that place be? And if you're not living there, you should probably be working on getting there, because why wouldn't you want your life to be, pretty much ideal for you, or your dream? Now, for me and for a bunch of other people, you discover as you start to look around the world, there is no one perfect place. And so you have to spread your time between 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever places. Maybe 2 places and then some travel, whatever it happens to be for you. But I think the ideal is to design our ideal life. So what is the weather like? What are the people like? What are the restaurants like? Whatever. I'm in Dubai right now, and I can tell you there's extraordinary restaurants with just incredible views. It's they really nail it in this regard. So, maybe that's something that you want. Maybe you want to be on a beach. Maybe you want, whatever it is, right? So that's the second part. The third part, I think people give less consideration to, but I actually think is really, really important. And this is what achieves your business goals, right? So we've kind of got taxation, what are you going to keep with the money you make? What are your personal lifestyle goals? And the third is, what about your business goals? Because the truth is that aside from tax, there are business consequences to where we live. Now, it was really obvious how that was traditionally because, you had a mine or you had a factory, you had a retail store or something like that. But honestly, even if you're in, let's say, trading, right, the ability to network with people locally, the cross-pollination of ideas, the connections that you're going to make, the access to low-cost talent, the access to infrastructure, all these things play a role in how successful you're going to be. And depending on what stage you're at, for me, certainly, where I am is not satisfactory to where I want to go. And as a result, I have to carefully consider, okay, what are the places that are going to provide a launch pad and fuel and direct where I want to go? Maybe that means you need access to capital. Well, if you need access to capital, you don't want to be in Bulgaria or Serbia or something like that, right? You don't want to be in Georgia. Maybe you want to be in Singapore, maybe you want to be in London, maybe you want to be in New York or San Francisco or, depending on the industry, things like this. And maybe that's not necessarily the place that balances out with tax. So you have to kind of figure out what's the best of both worlds. I did a video a while back where I talked about doing a tech startup in Singapore, specifically for kind of that best of both worlds cross-pollination ideas. So anyway, those would be the 3 factors I think you should look at. And again, they're very specific to you. I always say there's no one size fits all, so you need to kind of figure out for yourself. If you'd like help, again, you can reach out to us. You can book a call with me. There's a link below. But either there's tax, there's personal lifestyle, because you have to actually live there and enjoy it, and there is kind of like business goals. And so I'd love to hear from you guys what some of the things are that you consider when you look, and give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, give feedback if you didn't, would love to hear, and I'm going to look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.